Hey guys, it's Maymay, and today I want to do something that I have been wanting to do for the longest time, and that is use these photo pocket pages in a folio. So let's get started. Now, I had seen someone do this years ago, not in a folio, but in like a binder, and they used them and kind of scrapbooked with them. And I thought, that's kind of cool. I want to mix that with what I do. And then I went out looking, and people are doing it. So if you want to see other ways to do this, just Google or just search on YouTube plastic pocket pages in folios, and you'll see several other people doing it. I'm going to do it my way today, which is a little bit different. So hang out for that. I'm going to be doing a back to school one. I'm in love with this paper. It's August. It's time for back to school. And the big thing is the photo pockets I'm using have these little 2x2 pockets, and this is perfect for it. So I wanted to make sure I was able to show you that. Okay, 3 pieces of 9x12 cardstock. That's all you need to start. We're going to do this folio with a 3/4 of an inch spine. It just seems to be the right size with the weight of the photo pockets. So what I want you to do is put one piece on the 12-inch side in your scoreboard, score it at 3.5, 9.5, 10.25. Now all these measures will be in the blog post and the description for you, so you don't have to write it down, but that's your first sheet. Your second sheet, we're going to score at 7.5 and 8.25. And then your last sheet, we're just going to score at 7.5. Super easy to do this one. You'll be surprised what it ends up looking like. All right, crafters calisthenics, let's fold and crease all our lines. For this build right now, I'm using some PA 80-pound cover stock cardstock. It's super thick. It's super rich. It's not so thick, but it's super rich. Do you see that? And it works really well for folios. It's one of my favorites to use for folios. But I want to caution you, the size of this folio and the weight it's going to hold, I wouldn't do it with less than this. Okay, I would go 49 in Markets cardstock. I might do Cartabella linen or felt. I think either would work. This one's going to be a little too heavy for like just an Echo Park thickness to build with. Or even anything like that. 65-pound is going to be too light. So try to go with the heaviest that you have. All right, to start the build, very similar to how we do these, okay, we're going to take, this is our spine. You see that 3/4 inch section? That is our spine. This piece is going to attach our second page, and we're going to glue it right to the spine. I want my spine to still lift up and fold. And you can see here where our spine lives right there. So I'm going to glue this to this little flap. You can use sticky tape here. You can use wet glue, whatever you use for folios. Now I'm going to put this right to that spine fold, and then I'm going to press it all together so it gets in there good, but it's not overlapping, because if it overlaps, then I won't get a good fold. Check this bottom. That feels a little snug. Nope, we're good. So that's the first install. And what you'll see here are your 2 spines live right here, okay? Now on this side, that first thing, the first number we scored, which I think was 3.5, this is going to be a pocket. I want it to go right here as a pocket. So we're just going to glue 2 sides down. So glue on top and bottom. And then I'm going to close that over and press that into place. I'm going to crease that one down a little firmer. It felt like it wasn't quite creased enough. All right, so here's where we are. Now what I want to do, this is page 1, page 2. I want to install page 3 here, and it is also going to be a pocket. Now this is that last page we scored. We only had the 1 score mark. This is going to be a flap. It could be a pocket closure if you want. I'll show you that in a minute. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to fold this guy back, okay? And notice that I have folded the spine away. What I mean by that is, here's the spine. I don't want it. I'm going to close it down, and I'm going to glue this one 3 sides just like this, and this guy is going to attach. So once I put my glue on, I'll put them side by side, lay this down, okay, and line those up. And you want to do the same thing. Once you have these, have the glue in there, you want to kind of line this up. I lift it up to kind of push it to the spine edge. And that way it will all be nice and even on the back side. Now, another thing you can do is leave it flat, Okay, put your glue on, leave it flat, take this piece and go on top, whichever way works for you. All right, let me put the glue on. Now, if you're not a person that likes a lot of pockets, you could always just glue that down directly and just let it be what attaches. But I do like to have a pocket every now and then. And also, when I'm designing, if I don't know where everything's going to go, I like to leave as many pockets available as I can. I can always come back and glue that down later if I decide I don't want it. All right, so here's the build. This flap goes down, this one goes in, and this one will come over. You won't line up all the way to the edge. I did that on purpose. I liked this kind of gap. It gave a little bit of place to add some decor or give a little interest to the front of the folio. Now, one thing I want to do, because I know me and I magnet all the time, I want to go ahead and install my magnets. And I will tell you, because of the size of this and what it will be holding, I'm going to use 2 magnets. Let me show you one I made earlier where I didn't. This is one I'm working on. A couple of things about it I don't love. I made the spine too thick. This is a 1-inch spine, but I want to show you this. Do you see how loose? I've got 1 magnet in the middle, so I'm getting a lot of wiggle out of this one. I don't want that here. I want to make sure I put 2 magnets to hold that down. I'm going to use these basic gray magnets. You get a negative and a positive. You put them together. So I have 2 sets here. And then we're going to peel the little backer off. And here's the thing. This is so easy to install. You do want to do it now. If you're like me and you wait, you end up having to do a magnet implant, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to put one about 2 inches down from the top and a good inch in from the side so I can get that good and covered, and then one at the bottom as well. Now, once you have those stuck down on that side, peel the next little backer off. And I want to caution you, before you just sling these over and close them down, you really do want to stand your folio up and square it up before you press this into place. So what I like to do is put my spines together. Do you see how I have those together there? I've got a nice square fold here, and then I can bring this over and let my magnets live where they touch. That way, my folio stays square. So now you can see with 2 of them, I'm not getting that same kind of wiggle. When I only had the 1, it kind of created a pivot point and everything would kind of twist. This is much better. All right, let's open it up and see where our magnets ended up. There they are. And when we put all our cardstock on, those will go away. We'll cover them up. All right, let's do the most exciting part. Let me show you. Now, this one's not done, and I'm not in love with the build. This was my tester build, okay? I'm going to show you all of this. We're going to do this today, too, but look at this. This is what I'm wanting to create, and I want to show it to you before I do it. This section is what is going to hold our plastic photo sleeves, okay? So I've got one here. This little guy, which is so cute, it has a little pop-up here. And this is 2 pages. Do you see that? And this one, let me move these out of the way. This one actually holds 3. So 1 page, 2 pages, 3 pages. And I did them in such a way that we could get them all out of the way so we could access everything back here. So that's what I want to show you, is how to make these spines and how to decide how many pages you want to put in. The photo sleeves I'm using are from Echo Park. This will work with any of the photo sleeves you're using. You just may have to edit this area. And what I mean is this section I have seen has been bigger. See how wide this is here? And I've also seen some where it comes like this and then it may bubble out like that. We're not using the holes anyway, so if you have something you need to cut down to 1/2 inch, you'll be fine. So that's about 1/2 inch right there that we're going to be working with. Now I have the kind that have the 2x2 pockets, the full sheet pocket, and I also have the 3x4 and the 6x4. And these, I'm going to use these to make one booklet, okay? So with this in your scoreboard on the 6-inch side, you're going to score every 1/2 inch for most of the entire piece. Okay, so we're going to go at 1/2 inch, at 1, at 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5, and then 5.5. All right, so we've got everything scored. We scored every 1/2 inch down. Now this is going to get accordion folded, and then we're going to apply tape in our pages between the accordions, but in a different kind of way, okay? So you'll have to go with me on this. What I want you to do is to start your accordion with this end facing up. This is important. I need this end to be up, and I need the last end to finish up, okay? So I'm going to fold this over And you can crease it now or you can wait because I'm going to show you another trick that I think is important. So go ahead, all your accordion folding all the way down, and then I'll show you where to put tape. Okay, so what really matters is that this guy is facing up and this guy is facing up, your last pieces, okay? Now, before we put tape, there's something else I want to show you. So a lot of times when you do this accordion fold, it gets a little loose or not even on the sides. So let me show you what I want you to do before you do anything else. Press this guy down onto the table, okay? Holding it nice and kind of perpendicular over the top of each other, retrain those folds to lay over the top of each other. So just hold it and recrease it. Doesn't have to be perfect, but this is much better. This is much flatter than it was, okay? So that's why you want to press it down, hold it, and then you can kind of retrain those folds. Okay, let's talk tape. Now, I did this in a very different way, and the reason I did is because I wanted it to open a certain way in the folio, which I will show you after we get this one made, okay? So I'm going to have a photo for you on our website and our blog post about this folio that's going to tell you where to put the tape, okay? So on the front, this is how we're going to apply tape to be able to put in 3 pages. We're going to do the first 2, skip 2, the next 2, skip 2, the next 2, okay? On the front. We'll talk about the back in a second. So I'm going to go ahead and apply tape. So that's the front. That's how we're going to apply tape. And every one of these will sandwich onto a plastic sleeve and hold it in place. Now what I want to do is I want to turn this over, and here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to take this side, which is the part that will go into the book, and I'm going to flip it over like this, and you're going to apply tape the same way. You're going to go 2, skip 2, 2, skip 2, 2, okay? When you do that, what you'll see is you're going to be applying it. I'm going to fold this so you can see. You'll see that you'll be applying it opposite of where it was, all right? So let me do that, and then I'll show you. Now, if I did this right, and I think I did, if I show you this again, you'll be able to see that the tapes are opposite of each other. So do you see that? They lay where they should. All right, why is it important that you flip it the way I said it? Because I'm going to put this back this way now. And what you'll see is this is going to hold page 1, and this flap here is going to go into the book. So as long as you do it that way, once you get all your accordions done, on the front, okay, it's tape, skip 2, tape, skip 2, tape. Flip it over, same thing, tape, skip 2, tape, skip 2, and it'll work, all right? So let's put our pages in. Okay, I'm going to use 3 pages, okay? You can decide how you want to lay them out. I made one, I'll show you the first one that I did. This one, I laid it out with little in the front, the next compartmented one in the middle, and then the solid open one in the back, okay? I'm going to lay this one out different. I don't want them to match. It doesn't matter if they do, but I don't want them to. I'm going to let the solid be my first page, and then the other 2, I really don't care which way they lay. I just want the solid one here. So what I will do, here's how I like to install them. Peel off one side, just one of that, okay? This will help you to lay this piece in and not overlap the fold. If you peel off both, for some reason, it makes it hard to see that fold. And if you overlap, you're really going to have a hard time folding it over. Also, go ahead and do a test and make sure you didn't overlap anywhere. And we're good. All right, now peel this one off. And this is going to sandwich this page. Just like that. Now, while you're back here, we can go ahead and do this one. I'm going to peel off one. Just one for now. Fold it back over and close that down. So that gets that page completely closed in and completely done. Now I'm going to peel away one of these. Get my next page in. Make sure you have the openings at the top. That's one thing. I didn't even check that one. Yes, it's good. Make sure you have the openings at the top. I have not made that mistake yet, but I almost did a while ago. Check that it'll fold, and it will. Peel this one off and sandwich it in. Flip that over, and while I'm back here, I can go ahead and do this one as well. This is that one we left a while ago. You can do this now or after the fact. You don't have to do these all right as you're going. I'm going to go ahead and seal that one down. And we can open this back out and go to the next page. Let's install the next page. Every single one of these will get closed up. All your tapes will get closed to each other. That's all that matters. Check your tops. I didn't. There we go. There's my opener. We got to check it. If you're making this and you're like, this doesn't feel very straight or very neat or whatever, do not stress. By the time you get through decorating these, it's so cute and so easy, and it'll look great no matter what. So now just go back to the back and just get all of these closed together, and it will just magically be what it needs to be. Now, the only thing I have to caution you about with closing them is don't peel the very last one off, okay? You don't want to peel that one off until we install it into the book. That is going to be your binding strip. So all of these can get done, okay? And you'll end up with this, and you'll end up with this. And the reason I did all this hard work was this right here. I saw a lot of people making these, but they were just making accordion pieces and just gluing them in back to back to back in the accordion. But I wanted these pages to lay flat. So by doing this, even on the page you install it in the book, I can open it all the way. Let me show you. In this book, for example, this tan or craft colored piece right here is exactly what we just made. And you can see the big pocket at the front will open flat. This next pocket opens flat. This guy opens all the way, but he doesn't go quite flat because he needs space right here, okay? But I love how flat I can get these to open, right? All right, that's why you had to do all that crazy work, but follow my instructions and you'll get it done. Follow the templates that I put on the blog post and it'll make it easy. Now that we've done the hard work, let's go back to our folio. So I want to make sure I'm in the right spot, and I am, okay? You have two places to put these in. Let me show you. This is your front flap. We're not going to install one here. We're going to go to this second section, all right? And you need to decide which one you want to put in there, meaning which pocket layout. I want the little 2x2 sections to be my first photo pocket. This will go right here, okay? And the way I'm going to install it is to peel this off and stick it in. So this you're just going to center in this section, and that's one installed. And now look, it'll open flat. And the more you do it, like that other one I showed you, I've been messing with it a lot. The more you do this, the flatter it opens and the easier they are to fold. And it might be good, since you just got everything taped into place, kind of open this guy up and work it like so. I love how this opens. Like I said, this last one only opens straight up, but I can still access everything. And I do install this at this point. I don't put decorator paper down yet. The reason I don't is I like for the paper to cover this. Two reasons. One, it covers up our little piece, but number two, it gives a little extra stability in there. Okay. Next side, I'm going to install the next one. Now notice there's a pocket there. I'm okay with that. That pocket's going to live behind this guy, and I'm just going to install him exactly like I did the first one. Oh, before I do it, I want to point something out. Make sure you don't install it on your spine. Go beside your spine. You want to install him to the pocket page. Now, I promise you, when you first do this, you're not going to love it. You're going to be like, this is not going to look good. But that's what mine looked like earlier. And when I got done, I was like, this is real cute. Okay, this piece here, I have been putting it over my pages just as a flap. It can also, if you want to make it a closure here and make that pocket close, if you want to put things in it and not fall out, you can do that. But I kind of like it in this build to kind of be like this. It doesn't have to hold anything down really. But when we close this up, I just kind of like the way it keeps the two separated. Just makes sense in my brain. That's the folio build. Let's do some fun stuff. Now, because you've seen me do this 1,000 times, I'm going to run through, and anywhere I have flat surfaces, I'm going to cover with cardstock. I've already made one of these, and I know that's how I like to build it, so I'm going to do that, and we'll get right back together. Okay, guys, I covered all the pages. Let me show you. We'll do a quick little flip through. So we'll close this down. Here's the front. Is this composition book? This is the cutest paper. So there's the front. Back and sides. This is something I like to do. Whenever I have pages that are a little too short to cover a whole spot, I just go ahead and piece them together so it looks like everything is, coordinating and matching. And it kind of looks like the front. It kind of mimics the front, so I thought that was cute. We open it up. We've got little school here. Remember, this is a pocket here. Okay, we'll get to that one later. And then this is that flap that opens, and there's a pocket behind these pages. And then in the very back of here, it's just an open spot we can do a lot with. Let's talk about these pages. You remember how I told you I wanted these little guys to be up front? I love these paper backs with these little 2x2 little cut aparts, They are so cute. And what I think will be really cute in here is to kind of use ones that kind of have something to do with school. So that, like, if this book is for your child who's going back to school, you could be like, let me find a good one, like make the grade. Maybe the first time they make, I don't know, maybe the first time they take a test or something like that, you can come on the back and journal about it, put a little another piece of cardstock here and journal, or make little tabs to go in. I think that'd be cute. So I'm going to put this guy into one of the pockets, and you can do anything here. I actually have the idea to turn this kind of thing into an advent calendar. So be watching for that because I want to do that too. Working for the weekend. How about this one? Hit the books and study hard. They're so cute. So I'm just going to put, I may fill every pocket up because I think it's cute, but we'll see. Look how cute that is. Is it adorable? So here's what I'm thinking would be really cute. You could make little inserts with little like tag tops to put inside each one of these. So you could use it for journaling or use it for a photo about what you see here. So like back to school, it could be their back to school picture of the first day. This one would be so cute if on day one you took a picture of them with like bedhead and put it behind the alarm clock. I think that'd be super cute. But that's one idea here. And then on the other pages, I want to show you some other ideas. So this little pocket here holds a 4x6 photo or cut apart. It works for these. I want to show you what I was able to do with one image. Sometimes you can get lucky on these cut aparts where they have one sort of like this where it's plain and it doesn't matter the orientation, and you can cut them where they stay together and then fold them and put one inside, just one, and have one stay loose to the front and it becomes like a little book. And on the back, because this had no orientation, it doesn't matter, okay? Sometimes you can do that. It's rare, to be honest, but sometimes you can. But when you can't do that, what you can do is this. I know this Christmas and back to school is confusing. You can do this. You can create your own with a binding strip. That's what we're going to do. Now, you're like, well, that one would have worked. It would have, but the problem was they weren't together on the cut apart sheet. So I had to cut these apart to get them and put them back together. So that's what we're going to do now. I really like this rule of the school. I think I'm going to use this and this one to make a little piece for here. From some of my scraps from earlier, I'm going to cut a piece that is 6 inches by 1 inch. And I'm going to score that in half so it can become a binding strip for me. And what I like to do is I like to put one inside. So I'll glue one in like this. So I'll just add glue right inside here. And the second one, I just put right on top. Or you can put it underneath, but I'm going to put it on top. Just so you see the whole piece. Then we can take this guy and load it right in here. And it's super cute. Now the reason I like to do the binding strip to the back like this is because it slides in without catching. If you do this binding strip where it's on the front here, when you slide it in, it can catch right here, and it's just a little annoying. So put that binding strip to the back. Then, so what you get is this little piece to pop up to add some cute things, and then on the back you get cute paper that you could put a photo or multiple photos on. Same for here. Let's see what we can find for the 3x4s. So none of those 3x4s would work for me to be able to do the flip, but that's okay because I think these are really cute. So I'm going to just put these in. And of course you can put photos in the back and things like that. You can also have places to save things. You could put a test paper they did well on in these little pockets, like fold it up. Maybe there was a note or something that you could put inside. Maybe the teacher sent home a note with good news about your child. That would be super cool. Now this, I love these. Let me show you how I like to do the big ones. So these give you a perfect spot for kind of a full-size picture. This is a 4x6. So I cut a piece of cardstock to go inside the pocket, and then I'm going to layer pieces like this. I think this is really cute. So I have that there. Then I'll have this. So I have a little crayon on the side, and then we put this guy here just to give it some color. And I barely, let me show you what I did with this one. I cut it just 1/8 of an inch bigger. So I'll just have this little faint yellow line around it to kind of break up between that and the crayons and put that into the little slot. So I'm going to glue this all together and show you where it goes. So this guy I'm going to put right into this pocket. I think it'll be super cute in here. So you've got that there, and on the back of this one, you can add 2 more 4x6 photos. Let me show you. If you use the landscape orientation, you can do 2 more back here. Those are big places for pictures. Not to mention what we've got here. Not sure exactly what I'm going to do here yet. I still want to work on this guy and see where it goes. Okay, So that is how we install these little guys, and that's some ways of filling them up. Now, what I want to do is I want to do a part 2 of this video because I want to keep going and show you some other things I would add to it. A couple things I want to do here. I want to finish filling this up. So what I'll do is between now and when we get back together on Saturday night, I'll go ahead and fill this in, and then we'll get together and start doing all the other cute little things and do our front cover and all that good stuff. So we'll do this one in 2 parts, but that is the build. I really love this. I think these little photo sleeves are really cute, and it adds a little something different to our folios, and I like being able to open them and them just kind of lay flat and we can get in there, and I think there's a lot that can be done with these guys. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Remember, if you're watching this on Thursday night when it premieres, we have a live show right after called the Crafter After Show. Don't miss that, where we hang out and have a good time. And if you make one of these, I really, really, really want to see what you do. I love to get ideas from you guys. So consider posting at our Facebook group, which is called Maymay Made It and So Did I, or on our customer gallery at Maymay Made It. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. And until next time, bye now.